afternoon, everyone. I'm back again with 7.3 this time. And 7.3 isn't too bad. I mean, all it really is, it's shortcuts that you can choose to memorize or write in your notes, or you don't have to. It's just making sure you understand that when you see something being squared like this, where it's addition or subtraction in the middle, you don't distribute it. Okay, that's saying x plus 3 quantity squared is different than saying 3x squared. Okay, when it's separated with addition, you don't distribute. Okay, that's a no-no. It just does not work that way. And the reason why, let me undo all this, is because remember that square means you're multiplying x plus 3 2 times. If it's separated by multiplication like this, that's fine. You can totally distribute it, and then it's 3 squared, x squared. That's 9x squared. That's good. But you don't do that up here when it's separated by addition. So you just have to remember that this means you repeat this 2 times. So this is the same thing as writing x plus 3 twice. And then you just erase it like we did in the last chapter. Last section, I should say. Erase his happy face. So this would be x squared, and then 3x, and 3 times x is another 3x, and 3 times 3 is 9. So the actual answer is going to be x squared plus 6x plus 9, which is different than if you just distribute it, because if you distribute, you're forgetting about this part right here in the middle. So really all this is showing you is shortcuts, formulas that you can use. You don't have to use them. And the way this formula works, it just says that if you have something that you're adding, the first term, you just square this. The last term, you square this. And then the middle term, you multiply them together and then times it by 2. It's just a confusing rule that you can memorize, but you don't have to. And there's the difference of squares. Same thing. It's just a shortcut. So if you don't want to memorize a shortcut, you don't have to. So let's go down here. So for example, this a minus 6 quantity squared. Let me get this out of the way. So like number 4, it says a minus 6. You don't distribute it. That means a minus 6 twice. So that would mean you do a times a, a times a squared, a times 6 is just minus 6a, and then negative 6 times a, and then negative 6 times another negative 6, it becomes plus 36. So it's a squared minus 12a plus 36. Okay? So that's how you do number 4. Again, I'm sorry if I'm going quick. You feel free to pause it, rewind it, slow me down. I apologize. I'm only given 5 minutes, so gotta go kind of fast. And then down here where it says find the product, this is what we would call a difference of squares. So it's when you're subtracting. It's when you have 2 terms that are identical. The only difference is that one's adding and one's subtracting. So if you were to multiply it out, so let's just go with number 18. Let's take a look at that one. It has 2k minus 4 and 2k plus 4. So when you multiply it out, you get 4k squared. I hope this doesn't cut me off. That's 8k. Oop, look, I'm running out of time. That's minus 8k and then minus 16. And when you look at this middle, you get 4k squared minus 16. The middle term cancels out. So that's why it's called a difference of squares, because what you end up having is 2 perfect squares with a subtraction in the middle. So that's the shortcut if you want to memorize it.